No. Well, hey guys, welcome to back to my show.
We like to get a little weird on this channel.
It's not unlike Rick and Morty. So guys, what we often do on this channel, you know how we do, okay? We look at some, hey, what's going on in the weird, kind of conservative, right-wing, lunatic side of the, social media. What they seem to be still freaking out about is Disney.
Tinkerbell's gay. Goofy's gay.
I don't know all the details, but that seems to be the gist of it.
Steamboat Willy is non-binary.
One of the things that really bugged me were these Zoom videos with all these people that are high up in Disney talking about how it was their intention to inject sexuality into the programming for these very young kids.
Oh my God,
so my wife
dude.
and I, we're thinking to ourselves, when we were young, you could watch cartoons without having to worry. Now parents have to sit there and worry about what are they trying to inject in? What type of ideology are they trying to pursue?
Beat a kid in Walmart.
And that is wrong. One of the things that really...
Little Bill Maher energy there at the end.
And that is wrong. One of the things that really...
And that is wrong, okay. So this guy's name is Ronny D. He's some kind of a government guy. He's always seems to be falling asleep. And he's like, children used to be safe. He's like, in my day, he's 43. In my day, kids used to be the 80s? Cartoons nowadays, I'm not sure which cartoons he's talking about. Teen Titans Go. They're trying to warp kids' minds about sexuality and gender and all this stuff. Well, I got news for Ronny D. People have been pointing this out, but I'm not sure to what extent he or they understand this. And I'll turn your attention to Exhibit A YouTube video with 100,000 views called Bugs Bunny's Sexiest Moments in Drag. Sexiest moments.
What a pervert.
Perverts. Perverts.
Bugs Bunny is considered by many to be the first drag queen superstar of the silver screen, with self-described queen of drag RuPaul calling him my first introduction to drag. Ooh, wow. I'm not gonna lie, Bugs Bunny actually looking kind of good. Come on. Oh, okay. I see. This is what he's talking about. This is what he likes. So there we go, guys. Pretty disturbing. Ronny D, that guy Ronny D, some government guy in Florida. He's doing this. And this. Oh, there's this too, by the way.
Perverts. Perverts.
What a pervert.
Obviously... Old Pepe Le Pew would not fly today. I don't know, whatever. I don't think so. But look at the art on these cartoons. Look at that.
Perverts.
What a pervert.
It is a little bit weird.
So anyway, guys, I was looking around at this Florida stuff, and I found a video even weirder than that one. I don't know what this is. Boy, this one. There's only one thing to say about it.
It is a little bit. It is a little bit weird.
Joining us now on stage is January Littlejohn, the mom who...
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What was that name?
Joining us now on stage is January Littlejohn, the mom...
Okay, January Littlejohn. No problem.
It is a little bit weird.
No, come on, Bernie.
It is a little bit weird.
No problem. People have different names. January Littlejohn. No problem. Honestly, it's a little bit, I feel a little bit forced. And I feel like it's not fair for you to force me to call you January Littlejohn.
And at the height of the pandemic, our daughter came and told us that she was confused about her sex. This is becoming more and more common, and this was after 3 of her friends in her in-person peer group at school also had come out as transgender. And so after many weeks of school had just started, my daughter got in the car and said, "Mom, I had a meeting with 3 school officials, and they asked me which restroom I wanted to use." I immediately called the school and was told I cannot be given any information about the meeting because my daughter was now protected by a non-discrimination law, essentially protected from me. They presume me to be a danger to my child.
So you're the danger to the child, and they're what many are calling grooming the child.
You know, it's really, we cannot judge people based on their appearance, okay? You know who does that?
Perverts. Perverts.
But there are a few people. I think there are a few people you can look at them and you can say they look that person looks crazy. Not thinking of anyone specific right now. You know, I'm just saying there are maybe a handful of people where I think it's okay. You look at them and you're like, yeah, something's wrong. Something's not right there. Something ain't right. So, you know, a lot of people in Florida losing their goddamn minds. They're doing this. But this is a bizarre story. This is a very bizarre story. This is from Advocate. Report, story DeSantis uses to support Don't Say Gay is, quote, just a lie. DeSantis has said a mother in Leon County, Florida, was not consulted by her child's school district about the youth's plan for a social gender transition, but emails viewed by CNN, which are referenced in a lawsuit the mother has filed against the district, show there was extensive consultation, even if she was not satisfied with the outcome overall. The key thing here is these scary, disgusting, frankly, these
weird perverts
who teach public school. They're trying to get your kids, man. They're trying to get your kids, bro. They're trying to get your kids, and they're trying to make your kids weird. But emails between the mother, January Littlejohn, it could be a different January Littlejohn. It could be a different one. And school officials show that she wasn't shut out. Littlejohn emailed a teacher on August 27, 2020, saying, "This has been an incredibly difficult situation for our family, and her father and I are trying to be as supportive as we can. She is currently identifying as non-binary. She would like to go by the new name Redacted." I hope that's a weird name. Bracket, redacted, unbracket. That's almost as weird as January Littlejohn. And prefers the pronouns they, them. We have not changed her name at home yet, but I told her if she wants to go by that name Redacted with her teachers, I won't stop her. The teacher thanked her and asked if it was okay to share the information with her other teachers. And Littlejohn said the teacher should use her own judgment. But what I thought was funny about this is if you just watch this thing on Fox News, you hear this lady's story, you're some boomer or whatever, or you're some weirdo watching this, and you're like, the message gets across perfectly. It's like, and they're trying to get your kids in hey kid, you know what? You should do something to make your parents so upset. Because your parent, look, little kid, your parent is about to snap at any moment, okay? We all know that. So let's push them over the edge with some crap that you want to be called a different name. You want to be called Redacted. That's the impression you would get watching this. But then you read this, and these are from emails. These are from actual emails that came out in a lawsuit. The story's far different. The story's much different. The teachers were very supportive of the parent, communicating with the parent the whole time. This was something that the child was going through. And even in the emails, this person confirms that the teacher was trying to help. But then you go on Fox News and you're like, these vampires, these Draculas.
Now, Tina, I want you to listen to Biden's disturbing remarks on whom he believes your kids belong to.
Hey. We always talk about these children. They're not someone else's children. They're our children. They're all our children. They're not somebody else's children. They're like yours when they're in the classroom.
Tina. They're not yours when they're in the classroom, apparently. They're the education establishments, a.k.a. the teachers' unions. Your reaction to that, the President of the United States on parental rights.
It's outrageous. I gave birth to my children. I carried them in my womb. I changed their diapers. I nursed them. They are my children. Every mother knows that it's their children. It is unacceptable that President Biden or anybody in the teachers union.
I mean, look, I think we all know Joe Biden, one of the worst politicians in the history of the whole country, you know, all this crap. But I'll defend Joe Biden on this one, I guess, because imagine a teacher says this. That's not my kid. I don't know. It's not my kid. That would be me as a teacher. You know, some parent-teacher thing, and the parents are like, my kid's saying the F word and the S word and the C word. What do you have to say for this? It's not my kid. I don't know.
Look, maybe what the child is trying to say is that...
Maybe if I shrug my shoulders and move around my hands like this, maybe people will think I know what I'm talking about.
Look, it's obvious that the kid's unbalanced.
It's not my kid. You deal with that toilet mouth kid. It's not mine. Who cares? I don't care. That's sort of a weird world to be a conservative, you know, to be one of these people, Fox News viewer. But to take an innocuous sort of cliche like, we should treat children like they're all of our children, you know. We should not just kick a child anymore. In my day, if you had a wobbly leg on a table, you would just stick a child under there to even it out. But I mean, to take that, something so simple, to take that, hey, we should treat children like they're all of our children. He's trying to take my child. This is not unsimilar to the film Taken. Like, the world that conservatives have formed in their fever dream brain, I can never imagine why you would want to persist in that. Why would you go on? Everyone's trying to take your kid. Cartoons are trying to turn you gay all the time, so you can't even watch them anymore. I can't see the new Pixar because it will have to put gay message. I'm just always trying to not turn gay. I'm always on the verge of turning gay. And if I see a cartoon, I know it's going to push my ass right over.
I can't take it anymore!
It is unacceptable that President Biden or anybody in the teachers union or anyone else would say that they are collectively someone else's child or collectively their children. They're a group, you know, they're part of the community.
It's a giant commune of an education establishment. And by the way, Biden wasn't done with that because
schools are communist. Schools are communist. They're trying to turn your kid into Fidel Castro.
Governor, they loved the culture wars when they were kicking God out of the classroom, but suddenly they're upset because I guess you didn't want political indoctrination in something as simple as a math textbook. Talk about that.
Well, we draw a very strong line in Florida. We want education. We do not want indoctrination. And that means...
Oh, sorry. You know, what if these kids were like, why am I even in this school in the first place? Why do I have to learn this stuff? Why do I have to learn this version of history? I don't care about math. Why do I have to learn about this? This is indoctrination. I mean, technically, they're always like, just teach them math and teach them But that is a form of, unfortunately, that's a form of indoctrination. Oh, you just have to learn math. You just have to learn it. Why? I don't know. You just have to. So uncritically, it's getting them to accept that they have to do this uncritically.
I'm sick of this math indoctrination.
So again, a very revolutionary, I would say disturbing, because my kid goes to a Florida school for some reason. I don't know how he got there. He hitchhiked to Florida to go to school there. And I'm a little concerned that Ronny D is saying that these kids should be like, I don't accept this. I don't think I need to learn to read. I will not accept this uncritically. I am going to do what I call a full recess schedule.
Changing careers was the smartest thing I ever did. Yes. Oh, yeah, because I love being the principal. Because I hate children. I hate them. Being a principal's great because I hate children. I bark and they do what I say. Anything. Crawl around on all fours. They do that. Would you mind jumping out of the window? Okay, sure, Mr. Principal. Out they go. Anything.
So, what it looks like is obviously going on here is this is just a straight up like public schools shouldn't exist. Public schools shouldn't exist. They want education to be a way to do this, for it to be very unequal, instead of actually making it work. Just to make it do this. And this guy Ronny D has been all over that from the beginning, doing all this sort of doing this push to make schools private businesses. DeSantis and his like-minded compatriots make no secret about wanting to privatize public education, arguably the country's most important civic institution. Their school choice, quote-unquote, movement means expanding alternatives to public school districts. They include charter schools, which are publicly funded but privately managed, as well as voucher and similar programs that use taxpayer money to pay for tuition and other costs at private and religious schools. These schools can legally discriminate against LGBT, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, that to me is why this stuff doesn't add up, why they have this lady Littlejohn, or whatever her name is, coming out here saying that, and then you look into the story, it doesn't make sense, because they're doing a propaganda campaign to say, because the goal is to make schools go like that instead of be good and be equal, and be free, and be an investment and all this crap. This clip came up while I was looking around at this stuff, and I think this is pretty much illustrates the kind of stuff we're talking about here.
It's one of our favorite guys. Oh yeah, baby.
Bed made of money.
He sleeps on a
bed made of money.
Can we really get to educational choice? Because a lot of these parents can't afford to send their kids somewhere else. Mm-hmm. Can we really get to that real education choice given the current state of collective bargaining in this Commonwealth and in this country to a large degree?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to say something that's incredibly unpopular with this group, and that's totally fine. The best education in the world currently takes place in Finland. They have the top education model, and they have completely banned private education. I would do the same.
Okay, so first of all, Finland is not the United States, and there's a
frequent... Good one! Got him!
Attempt that it does happen a lot, where people will take something that has worked in Sweden or something that has worked in Norway or something that has worked in Finland. They'll say, what if we just take that, import it here, and it'll work exactly the same way? And it typically does not work. The fact is that Finnish Americans make more money in the United States than they do in Finland, for example. They have longer life expectancies in the United States than they do in Finland. It's true of Swedish Americans. It's true of Nordic Americans.
Life expectancy in Finland is much higher than the United States.
No, you're correct. Hold on.
It's only 78 years.
No.
Here we go. Here we go.
By the way, comparable to Cuba, 78 years.
Hold on a second. You're correct. The life expectancy in Finland is longer than the life expectancy in the United States. That's not what I said. I said the life expectancy for Finnish Americans is longer in the United States. That is an apples-to-apples comparison, as opposed to comparing completely different populations. And that's
yeah, usually people who move to a different country have a little bit more money to do that. It's a little bit expensive. Or you have an opportunity in another country.
So it's an exact comparison.
I mean, he gets called on this thing. She's like, oh no, they live longer. He's like,
no, people who, of course, have more money move to a place. They have more money.
They move across the globe. People who have the money and the resources to move across the globe, or the opportunity in that other country, could move across the globe, take a 15, 16-hour flight, whatever, move all their crap, move their family.
They tend to have more money in that other country.
And that's a better comparison. So that's number one.
That's kind of my point. Okay, the fact is that the United States has an incredibly diverse population, and that diverse population encompasses an enormous number of people who have very different beliefs about how education ought to be done. To suggest that any national standard of education is going to not only please all of those people, but prove to be successful in such a wide variety of circumstances for some three...
So here he could be saying what a lot of them say when they're like, hey, there's some other country that does something better that's like,
but there are brown people here.
Or whatever. Or he could be saying, he's saying like, well, there are people with different ideas about how education should work. Right, like you, who believe that it should work poorly. There are lots of people like that. So, I guess you're right. Can't do it. We can't. Ben Shapiro, I agree. We cannot improve because there are people like you. A lot of them. Well, anyway, guys. Big shout out to January Littlejohn. Big fan of your work. Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie right now.
At gunpoint.
Anybody who gives her a hard time,
take a doo-doo pie.
Take a doo-doo pie. That's a new drop. Well, guys, it's Monday. It's Monday. No one wants it. Okay? But, we do it anyway. And we get through by doing what?
Beat a kid in Walmart.
That's right. That's one way. If I was the governor or whatever and I could decide how schools work, there would be no schools. You would just
beat a kid in Walmart.
Because they learn a lot from that. They learn that life is not fair. Well, guys, like and subscribe. And if you're wondering where to do that,
that's on YouTube.
Love you. And as always, bye-bye. Hey, guys. You're only getting a fraction of the weekly shows. If you want a new motherfucking episode every day, subscribe on Patreon for as little as 2 bones. You get the patron-only Tuesday and Thursday shows, the Book-a-Blega show where we look at important books, and the goddamn weekly behind-the-scenes show. And for only 25 bones, you could become a producer and get your name up here. Look at these people. These people make this show possible. If it wasn't for them, nothing. We don't have a show. We got nothing, and it's garbage. And we have to just leave. We have to just basically walk away, and we don't even really know where we're walking. That's the truly troubling part about all this. But please, become a patron today. For as little as 2 bones, or 5 bones is another level, or 10, or you go the full 25 and you get up here. Big special thanks to these people. Love you guys. Love you guys so much.